After 60, 97% of men are blind to these 5 hidden female psychology secrets. 80% learn too late. 97% of men falter in the critical first 3 seconds of engagement with women after 60. Will you be among the rare 3% who possess the discernment to navigate these silent psychological evaluations? This unseen error instantly relegates you to the realm of the nice man, a confidant, yet never a romantic partner, but before a single word leaves your lips. Most men look at her words. What matters is the feeling she gets from you in the quiet moments when you think nothing is happening. Women after 60 can detect whether you're grounded or performing within seconds of meeting you. And most men never realize they're being evaluated until it's already over. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In today's video, I'll reveal 4 hidden female psychology secrets that 97% of men overlook. Once you understand them, everything about how women choose, trust, desire, and stay becomes clearer. Before we dive in, if you want more honest, hard-hitting advice about love, dating, and relationships after 60, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's the easiest way to make sure these conversations find you right when you need them most. Let's begin by looking at the silent signals, the ones she reads in you before you ever get the chance to speak. 1. Women sense your confidence before they see you. Confidence is not something you show, it's something you radiate. And women feel it before you even speak. When you walk into a room, when you approach a woman, when you start a conversation, listening to your words. She's sensing your energy. Is it grounded or anxious, calm or frantic, self-assured or approval-seeking? She knows the answer within 3 seconds. And once she knows, her attraction level is already set. Most men think confidence is about what you say, how you dress, what you've a confidence. But that's performance. It's the steadiness in your gaze. It's the way you move through space without apology or hesitation. It's the energy that says, I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I don't need you to validate that. Women after 60 have met thousands of men. They've listened to countless pickup lines, compliments, stories, and promises. What moves them is the man who doesn't need to impress. The man whose energy is so settled, so grounded, that being around him feels like coming home. When a man seeks her approval, when his energy asks, do you like me? Am I good enough? Did I say the right thing? The moment she senses that neediness, that hunger for validation, an attraction dies. Not because she's cruel, but because her biology is wired to respond to strength, not desperation. She needs to feel that you're a man who has built his life on his own foundation, not on her opinion of you. True masculine confidence is not loud, it's not arrogant, it's not aggressive. It's quiet, settled, unshakable. It's the man who can sit in silence without filling it. The man who can hold eye contact without flinching. The man who doesn't need to explain, justify, or defend himself because he already knows his value. In the words of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The man who has internalized this truth radiates a confidence that women feel in their bones. He's not trying to control her reaction, he's simply being himself, and that self is enough. When you meet a woman, are you looking for her approval, or are you simply presenting who you are and letting her decide? Share your honest experience in the comments. And because self-awareness is the first step toward genuine confidence, something interesting tends to happen once a man finally feels at home in himself. Women start noticing a different quality in him, something they rarely put into words, but always respond to. 2. She tests you to see if she can trust you. Here's a secret most men never understand. When a woman challenges you, criticizes you, or pushes back against something you've said, she's not being difficult. She's testing you. Female testing is biological. Women have evolved over millennia to evaluate whether a man is stable, reliable, emotionally solid. And they don't do this through questionnaires or interviews. They do it through challenges. She'll disagree with you to see if you get defensive. She'll tease you to see if you can laugh at yourself. She'll create emotional tension to see if you collapse or hold steady. Most men fail these tests because they don't realize they're happening. A woman says something sharp, and the man either gets angry, withdrawn, or overly apologetic. He takes it personally. He tries to fix it. He scrambles to smooth things over. And in that moment she learns, this man cannot hold his ground. This man is not safe, and safety for a woman after 60 is everything. I think of my friend Sandra, 63. She's been dating again after her husband passed 5 years ago. The issue she told me recently, Vernon, the quickest way I know a man isn't right for me is when I challenge him, and he either crumbles or gets angry. I need to know he can handle my moods, my independence, my opinions, without falling apart or trying to control me. That's the test. She needs to know, will you stay calm when she's emotional? Will you hold your truth when she disagrees? Will you remain grounded when she creates chaos? If you pass, she relaxes. If you fail, she withdraws, often without you ever knowing why. The philosopher Epictetus once observed, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The man who reacts to a woman's test with defensiveness has already lost. The issue, the man who responds with calm clarity, who can hold his boundaries without anger, who can say, "I hear you, and I still stand by what I said," that man earns her trust. Masculine clarity always beats emotional reactivity, always. The issue, when she knows you won't be swayed by her moods, when she knows you can weather her storms without breaking, that's when she feels safe enough to open. That's when trust turns into desire. And once she knows you can hold your ground, she looks for something deeper. U-3. Women are attracted to the man who can say no. Women are not attracted to men who always say yes. They're attracted to men who have standards, men who can say no, men who respect themselves enough to walk away when something doesn't align with their values. I'm talking about self-respect. The man who bends himself into a pretzel to please her, who rearranges his life to accommodate her every whim, who never disagrees or sets boundaries, and that man loses value in her eyes. Not because she's cruel, but because she instinctively knows, if he doesn't value himself, how can I value him? Standards create desire. When you say no to something that doesn't serve you, when you hold firm on your principles, when you refuse to compromise your integrity for her approval, you show her that you're a man who knows what he wants and what he won't tolerate, and that certainty is magnetic. My brother Thomas, 66, shared a story with me recently about his dating life. He'd been seeing a woman for a few weeks, and she kept changing plans at the last minute. One evening she canceled their dinner reservation an hour before they were supposed to meet, for the third time. Instead of being understanding and accommodating like he'd been before, Thomas simply texted back, "I understand things come up, but I value my time and need consistency. Let me know when you're ready to make plans you can keep." She called him within 10 minutes, apologized sincerely, and hasn't canceled since. More importantly, she told him later, "That's when I knew you were different. You actually respect yourself." That's the power of saying no. It's not about being harsh or punishing. It's about valuing yourself enough to set standards. They want a man who can stand in his truth even when it's uncomfortable. Because if you can't stand up for yourself, how will you stand up for her when it matters? The psychologist Nathaniel Branden wrote, "The first step toward change is awareness. The second step is acceptance. The man who accepts that he deserves respect, who is aware of his own worth, naturally sets boundaries that women find irresistible, not because he's playing hard to get, but because he genuinely knows his value." Masculine self-respect will always attract more than desperate pleasing. The issue, when you choose yourself, your time, your energy, your peace, she sees a man worth choosing, and that's when everything shifts. If this insight is hitting home, Share this video with another man who needs to hear it. Someone who may have forgotten the power of choosing himself first. But even a strong boundary isn't enough, because she still needs one more thing from you. #4. Ray. She remembers what you made her feel, not what you said. Women don't fall in love with what you say. They fall in love with how you make them feel. The issue: you can have the perfect words, the smoothest lines, the most logical arguments, and none of it will matter if the emotional experience around you is flat. Women after 60 have heard it all. They've been promised the moon. They've been told they're beautiful, special. The one words are cheap. What's rare is the man who creates an emotional experience she can't forget. Think about it. She won't remember the restaurant you took her to. She'll remember how she felt sitting across from you. She won't remember the compliment you gave her. Issue: she'll remember the tone in your voice, the look in your eyes, the way time seemed to slow down when you were together. Emotional experience is what writes itself into memory. Logic fades, feeling stays. This is why the quiet man who makes her laugh, who challenges her mind, who creates moments of mystery and depth, he's the one she can't stop thinking about, not the man who talks the most or tries the hardest, the man who creates the richest emotional landscape. So, how do you do this? You stop focusing on what to say and start focusing on how to be. Be present, be playful, be unpredictable, be calm, be curious. Listen to her, not just with your ears, but with your full attention. Create silence she has to fill. Ask questions that surprise her. The issue: let her feel the full range of emotions, laughter, curiosity, even healthy tension, because that's what makes an experience memorable. Masculine energy creates emotional depth. It's not about script or strategies. It's about being so fully yourself that being around you becomes an experience she can't share totally with anyone else. That's what keeps her coming back. The poet Maya Angelou captured this truth perfectly when she said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." The man who understands this secret stops trying to convince her with words and starts creating experiences that speak louder than any promise ever could. If you found value in this, save this video now so you can return to these truths whenever you need them. Issue: these are the psychological realities that 97% of men never see. But you're not most men. You're here. You're learning. You're evolving. By now you understand the 4 hidden psychological secrets that 97% of men overlook. These are the deep truths about how women evaluate, trust, desire, and choose men, especially after 60, and once you see these patterns you can't unsee them. Suddenly everything that confused you about female behavior makes perfect sense. The issue: women understand men emotionally long before men understand women logically. A wise man learns to feel, not just explain. He learns to read the room, sense the energy, respond to what's unspoken, because the game of attraction after 60 isn't about youth or resources, it's about presence. The issue: it's about being the kind of man whose energy speaks louder than his resume. To borrow the words of the philosopher Lao Tzu, knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. The man who has mastered himself becomes the man women. The issue: not because he's perfect, but because he's real. Not because he performs, but because he simply is. The issue: have you ever noticed a woman responding more to your energy than your words? Have you felt her relax around you when you stop trying so hard? Share your experience in the comments. Another man may finally see what he's been blind to all along. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and explore more content designed to help men over 60 navigate love, attraction, and relationships with deeper wisdom. This isn't the advice you'll hear anywhere else, but it's the truth, and the truth is what sets you free. Issue: thanks for watching till now, and see you in the next video.